What's going on, guys? Talon back here today, and yeah, I know it's a little crazy, right? Haven't really had any Dokkan content on my channel for the past few days, but unfortunately, this is not the video. Hopefully, tomorrow, we should be getting some big update to Dokkan. There's apparently some fixes going on right now, or some maintenance stuff that they're doing, so expect some new cards, hopefully, or story events, or something. I don't know what it will be, but something will happen tomorrow as of October 12th. So hopefully something, because all the big events end tomorrow. So with that though, I've had to kind of branch out a bit. I need to do different videos. I got to be able to provide content almost every single day that I possibly can. And I thought, why not? Why don't I do my thoughts on the Xenoverse 2 closed beta? Now, this beta is, from what I hear, supposedly the same as the open beta that will be coming out within a couple days, actually. So hard to say if they're going to change anything. Maybe they'll lift some limitations. Maybe they'll let us have a couple more missions. Who knows? But from someone who hasn't really played a 3D Dragon Ball Z game since Budokai 3, like actually really liked it. I don't count Tenkaichi 2 or whatever. I thought, what? Why not? Why don't I give my thoughts and opinions and everything? And yeah, let's just get into it. So first, like I said, this is my first time playing Xenoverse 2. I didn't play Xenoverse 1. The old Tenkaichi games did not do it for me, especially when they went to 3D. The camera was a mess. It was just punch, 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 slam forward, and then you had this automatic key blast that would just home in on the guy. And that's all you had to do. It was very, very boring. The hit detection was really bad. Playing online back then was definitely atrocious. So not the greatest thing. So they're just the main things I kind of want to go over and stuff, and just kind of give you my honest opinions, my thoughts. And in the end of the day, you can call this a review if you want to, but this is just kind of what I thought about the beta. But first off, before I get into any of those though, I will say I had a lot of fun playing it. It's been a while since I've actually had that kind of fun playing a 3D DBZ game. It was actually really fun. And overall, I will actually be picking up the game. So yeah, the fact that it did that for me, must say something about it, right? So first thing I want to go over though is graphics and designs. Now, I'm not gonna bore you with, was this hitting the exact polygon? Was it at 120 hertz, 60 hertz? Was it at this frame per second? Yes, from what I've seen, it's supposed to be running at 60 frames per second, which is great. You need that for a fighting game, and from what I could tell when I was recording, it was hitting that for the beta. I could be wrong though. I'm not exactly the best when it comes to seeing that kind of stuff, but nonetheless, it was actually pretty good. And the graphics were really, really good. Going back and looking at like Budokai 3 and then coming to this game, it's leaps and bounds above what I've seen. Now, I obviously I saw Xenoverse 1, I saw what the graphics look like, but I can definitely tell that jump in the frames per second was a huge step in the right direction. And anyone who tells you that the difference between 30 frames and 60 frames is there's no difference at all, they are lying. Play this game, play a first-person shooter game at all, and yeah, you will see a huge difference. I would even say 120 frames, especially in the first-person department. We're getting off topic there, okay? Overall, though, the graphics were really nice. The design was pretty good. The combat was... Well, I'll get into the combat actually later. But in terms of design, though, I would say the HUD itself, that little HUD world you had, it was okay. I'm really glad we'll be able to fly around it and not have to use that stupid hoverboard thing that they had in there. And can we change the music a bit, guys? It was a little annoying to hear the same tune over and over and over again. Can we maybe pick the music a little bit, just a little bit? That'd be kind of nice in my personal opinion, at least. But overall, the HUD world served its purpose. You got online battles, you got offline battles, online missions, offline missions, all those portals you could go around and find. You could do those story missions, however brief they were in the beta. So it was pretty fun in that regard. And overall, I thought the HUD was pretty good. I think, like I said before, the only thing I would really change is maybe add a custom soundtrack in there, or find a way where we don't have to listen to that same chime over and over and over again. Give us some of the classic DBZ music. Oh man, who here would love to listen to Vegeta's Final Flash music and everything when he's going against Cell and everything? Let's listen to that while we're walking around. That'd be great or something, So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that will be in the final game. I kind of hope it will be, but who's to say? So I guess just to wrap up design and graphics though, it was pretty good though. Overall, I was very, very impressed. I don't know if they're going to be doing a version for the PlayStation 4 Pro where they're taking advantage of the extra hardware. I don't think so, since that system does not come out until November, but you know, hard to say. You know, they've done things in the past where they do come out with games that have just literally come out, and then they bring in the more advanced one. But at least we know on the current PS4 version, and I'm gonna assume the Xbox One and the PC, it is hitting that 60 frames per second, which is really good for the fighting, and it's very fluid there. Next, I would go into the gameplay now, and I'm gonna throw gameplay in with camera. Camera's not 100%, but it is definitely leaps and bounds above what I played in the old 3D games. Now, people might tell me right now that, hey, Xenoverse was just as good, or maybe not as good, but it was getting there. I'll be like, okay, fair enough. I didn't play Xenoverse 1, so I can't judge it on that. So, but nonetheless, the camera was really good. It wasn't perfect, like I said before, but you know, it followed your character. It allowed you to zoom out when you needed to. It zoomed in on the action. It was really good. I say just when things were getting really cluttered and everything, it wasn't the greatest. But overall, I thought the camera was very good. And the gameplay felt very, very fluid. This isn't your combo-heavy kind of fighter game like Street Fighter or anything like that. But nonetheless, I thought it was still very, very fluid. You know, there were some more advanced combos that I definitely have to learn myself, especially when it comes to one of the guys I was playing with on my stream. You know, he was definitely, you know, transporting back and forth, dodging my attacks, and he was definitely getting behind me more. The trick is definitely getting behind people, but I'd have to explore the combat a little more, and I will be doing that in the open beta this weekend, and I'll also be doing it when the full game comes out. But overall, I would say, while it's not a combo heavy game that I'm used to, like BlazBlue or anything like that, it was still very solid. And overall, like I said, it just felt very fluid, and I really enjoyed it, and you know, I had a lot of fun. You know, in the end, it doesn't matter if something is fluid or how deep it can be sometimes. If you're not having fun, then there's no point playing the game. And overall, I had a lot of fun playing it. It did get boring, I will say, in the beginner missions, because they're holding your hand for a little bit too long, in my opinion. But I understand why you do it. You got to be able to bring in the people who have never played, like me. But, you know, I was able to pick it up pretty fast, and so as long as the missions, I think, just take off a little bit more, or maybe just cut back on the tutorial, if they give the option to skip over it, then great, and we're just going to get straight into it, you know? And I really, really hope that they have more variety in their missions. I love the whole learning how to throw back a gigantic key blast, you know, get out of a mind control and everything like that, or get back through the portals where you were. That was really cool, kind of added a little dynamic to it, but it didn't throw it in your face all the time. So when you're fighting the giant, the great ape, you know, Nappa and Vegeta and all that stuff, it wasn't making you always go through that. If you got caught in it, then yes, it would do that, but it would not force it on you every single time at the beginning of the battle. You get through the entire battle and not have to deal with it at all, or if you're still new to it, you would get caught into it. So I hope they throw a few more dynamics in like that, maybe, you know, throw in some extra twists and everything. Maybe they'll have more missions where, you know, if you're doing that Vegeta event against his Great Ape form, it's a lot harder to avoid that, and more people can get caught, or it's got a wider range, maybe. Not making it cheap, obviously, but, you know, just throwing some variety into the missions. Because one thing I have always found with any kind of game, not this game, just any kind of game that has to throw in mission variety. Mission variety is the key to keeping your audience going and wanting to play the game over and over again. And if you can't do that, then people are not going to play the game, and they're going to go back to an old classic that they love and everything. So I think as long as they can nail that in the final game, then perfect. You know, you've got a great game, good gameplay, variety of missions, lots of characters, character customization, flying around the map and everything. You got a solid game. So, but you know, it's not for everybody, but nonetheless, I think it's really good. So, and I guess just overall, my final thoughts, which I feel like I've kind of said already, but I'll kind of just say it again. Overall, it's shaping up to be a very good game. The game comes out, I think, in like 2 weeks in the States, and weirdly enough, it comes out here in November in Japan, but yay for American PSN. But nonetheless, I mean, overall, it was very fun. It was kind of refreshing to play, you know, especially with Dokkan not really having anything going on right now. I mean, you can only do so many challenges right now, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a minute, you haven't really been putting challenge videos out, but it's like, yeah, but at this point in the game's life, it's either you cream the mission, or you don't do, or you can't do it because you're restricted by the cards you have or whatever. So, but nonetheless, I'm waiting for all those Intel events to come back, but we'll get on that later, okay? But yeah, overall though, I have to say Xenoverse 2 is shaping up pretty well. When I was streaming it, a lot of people were just saying, just from looking at it, they're like, oh man, this looks leaps and bounds above Xenoverse 1. This is going to be great. Now, and from what I've seen, by doing a bunch of missions, you can like level up your combat skills, your moves and everything, or get certain moves that you weren't able to have beforehand, which I think is really cool. Apparently, it relies a little bit on luck and RNG and stuff like that for it to drop. But, you know, overall, I'm looking forward to that. Kind of throws in that, you know, as long as they don't make the drop rates as terrible as some of the Dokkan events and everything, you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to like card drop rates or medals maybe sometimes. But nonetheless, I think it'd be very, very cool. It just kind of adds more of a layer and a dynamic to it. So, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video, though. Like I said, Xenoverse 2, I was having a lot of fun. I truly was. It's not a perfect game by any means. You know, they have a few flaws here and there, but no game's perfect. So, you know, I just went in with my honest opinion. I didn't go in thinking, oh, this is going to be great because it's Dragon Ball Z, or this is going to be horrible because of what happened with Tenkaichi 2. And overall, I thought it was a great game. So I'm looking forward to picking it up, playing it, making some videos for you guys. I figured I can do a lot of the harder missions and everything, whether it's grabbing friends and doing the missions or just doing it with the randoms. I thought maybe I would even do it where if I'm streaming and I can record it and put it up on YouTube where I play with some of you guys if you have the game, if you want to jump in on the PlayStation 4 at least, because that's the platform I will be playing on, and we can just jump in and have a good time, and I think it will be a lot of fun. So, and plus you get to create multiple characters. I can create multiple, you know, different races and everything, which I think is really cool. So I'll be sticking with the Saiyans first, but I will be moving on obviously to like Namekians and Friezas. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that Frieza's the best race to go with, so hopefully he's not too overpowered. I haven't played with him, so we'll just have to see what happens. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video again, though. Leave your likes down below, subscribe if you're new, leave your comments down below. What did you think of the beta? Did you enjoy it? Did you not really enjoy it? Are you waiting for the open beta to come out, which is basically the same thing? And, you know, overall, what are your thoughts and opinions? And let me know down below what you want to see me do for Xenoverse besides just, you know, streaming it and doing some events and everything. Is there anything else special? I can also do online battles and everything. We can get into that later, but I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video, and I'll see you in the next one.